me? For real? Oh. You can call from the Bahamas using Rev Boy's prepaid home phone service and prepaid chat cards for much less.
Hey girl, are you ready?
You get free unlimited on-island calls, voicemail, and no internet service or ID is required.
Hello?
Rev Boy's prepaid home phone service and prepaid chat cards. Staying in touch never sounded so good.
Good evening, Bahamas, and thanks for joining us at MB12. Coming up tonight in news, as the crime problem continues, the Prime Minister says the Bahamas can expect to see more criminals arrive on our shores. A closer look at the real property tax amnesty, concerns over reports of oil leaking into the ocean near Clifton Pier, and a push to make the Bahamas more energy secure. We have those stories and much more coming up tonight. I'm Christina McNeil, and your MB12 starts right now. Joining us. National security officials have maintained that criminal deportees are significantly contributing to the country's current crime wave. And with more than 1,000 convicted criminals deported from the United States to the Bahamas since 2002, the Prime Minister has reached out to the United States to say that if the deportations continue, the United States will be asked to step up in the fight against crime. Nakia DeVoe has the story.
The United States government is preparing to send another group of criminals of Bahamian descent to the Bahamas. That's about a dozen more violent offenders here on our streets. The Prime Minister says it's a major challenge for the government, which is already struggling to tackle crime, but he promises that it will beef up its efforts.
When I was at the office in Miami 2 days ago, I was given a list of a dozen young persons who the Americans are waiting on the Bahamas to agree to be returned to the Bahamas because America is expelling them. And what happens is that these people who are exposed to criminal practices, they come home, they obviously, some of them don't even know about the Bahamas because they left as a child. But because the Americans have this policy, they have to come here, and we cannot resist their coming here.
Speaking to reporters outside of Parliament this afternoon, the Prime Minister said he expressed his concerns during a meeting with U.S. Vice President Joe Biden earlier this week. According to U.S. officials, foreign nationals may be removable from the United States for violations including failure to abide by the terms and conditions of admission or engaging in crimes such as violent crimes, document and benefit fraud, terrorist activity, and drug smuggling. The United States deported 123 people to the Bahamas last year, some of whom had just completed prison time. 957 Bahamians convicted of criminal offenses were deported from the U.S. to the Bahamas between 2002 and 2011, according to the Immigration Enforcement Action's 2011 report. Christie said he told Biden that if the criminals keep coming, the Bahamas will need more assistance.
Additional cooperation, additional levels of intelligence, so that we are able to more effectively deal with the export to the region of people who were connected to criminal enterprises in the United States of America. So the fact of the matter is, it's work in progress. All of our countries have this problem of unemployment among young people and that increasing violence in our communities.
According to the Prime Minister, there's a possibility that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force will also be used in the fight against crime. He says more resources are needed.
We are having to look at the police force, and one of the very, very serious, I think, challenges to us is at what stage do you recognize that you may need to integrate into this whole mix the defense force? And we are not going to compromise in our efforts to let the criminals know they're not going to be able to succeed at what they're doing.
Last month, Minister of State for National Security Keith Bell revealed the amount of convicted criminals deported to the Bahamas by the U.S. and said he was concerned that those deportees have contributed to the Bahamas' crime rate. Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Ferguson previously said police are aware when criminal deportees are sent to the Bahamas. However, police are not required under law to monitor them. Reporting for NB12, I'm Nakia DeVoe.
Well, Christie's comments came less than a day after yet another man was murdered on New Providence. 31-year-old Reepson Jules was killed while visiting family friends in the Lazarita Road area off Carmichael Road Tuesday afternoon. His family was nearly inconsolable as police removed his body from the scene. According to police, Jules was visiting a friend's house when three men in a white Honda pulled up outside. Police say two men got out of the car and chased Jules. That's when he began running toward the house. The men then reportedly opened fire, shooting Jules once in his neck and twice to the chest. Jules was pronounced dead at the scene. Superintendent Paul Roll told reporters police are following significant leads into this incident. However, Jules' mother, Rosemary Joseph, says she doesn't know why anyone would want to hurt her son.
My son never against no one. Everybody could take my son, carry them where if I got something to do. I said, Jason, go in the shop for me. He said, Mommy, I got something to do for someone. I said, okay, go do it. Everybody love my son. Now, today, I don't know why the people kill him. I don't know. But I tell my son, anything you want, I could give him that because any one son I have. 3 daughters. I don't know if it is someone, I don't know. I don't know. Any one son I have, that's my heart. I can't take no more. But you all let me see him, please. I apologize to you all. Just one, I won't see him first. Because this morning I see him, I ain't see him no more. They died.
Joseph says she saw Jules the morning he was killed. They were supposed to go to the Department of Immigration together, but he was unable to make it. She says he leaves behind one child. Anyone with information into this or any other murder is asked to contact police at 919 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage is back to work after returning from a trip to Florida for a medical evaluation. Nottage resumed his duties as leader of government business in the House of Assembly today. After the House was dismissed for lunch, our news team questioned Nottage about his health. He declined to do an interview but smiled at reporters and said, "I'm doing well, thanks. People don't have to worry," as he walked toward his vehicle. While he was being evaluated at the Cleveland Clinic last week, a rumor of Nottage's death spread like wildfire on social media. The National Security Minister said he did not wish to respond to those rumors. And in news from the House of Assembly today, in the last 3 months, government has collected $9.1 million in additional revenue from its real property tax amnesty program. State Minister for Finance Michael Halkitis told Parliament today this is evidence of the program's success, and the work to get this revenue stream back on track continues. The program exempts residential and commercial properties not currently on the books from any property taxes owed if they register their properties by June 30th, 2013. For registered property owners with arrears of less than 3 years, the government plans to waive 50% of what's owed in assessment and surcharges if payments are made by the June deadline. State Minister for Finance Michael Halkitis gave figures during debate on the 2013-2014 budget.
This segment also encouraged self-registration of property owners, thereby encouraging many new accounts to be added to the assessment list. And Mr. Speaker, as of May 31st, 471 new accounts were created. 471 new properties were added to the assessment list, and a total of $1.1 million has been collected. And as of May 31st, Mr. Speaker, a total of 415 such accounts were settled for total collections of $4.8 million. Where accumulated arrears for more than 3 years exist, 100% of surcharges only are waived, provided payment is made by December 31st, 2013. And as at May 31st, Mr. Speaker, 114 such accounts were settled for a total collection of $2.44 million.
And to reward those property owners on the assessment list and current with payments, the government will rebate 5% of annual real property taxes if the owner remains current on payments over the next 2 years. Halkida says as of May 31st, 77 accounts were settled and government collected $728,000. The minister says there has been criticism that government is rewarding people who have cheated the system, but in reality, in a lot of cases, property owners aren't at fault.
The fact of the matter is, Mr. Speaker, that over the years, this problem has grown to such an extent that we have not the manpower to go out and assess all of these people and not have it take just years to do. And so going forward, these persons will be receiving bills. There will be more of a follow-up after the bills are sent out in October. There will be more follow-up to ensure that we manage this delinquency better.
The program runs until June 30th.